Here's a story about my trucking career here. 1998, mid-January, very cold. I lived in downtown Winnipeg. I had to meet my co-driver. We're heading out for 2 weeks. I met him at Portage and Main. 50-minute walk from my house. I was crossing Gary Avenue, and I could hear a guy pleading for his life, screaming. So I kind of looked down. It was dark but blizzardy out, and I could see about down the road there was 3 cop cars. There was 5 cops there. All of those cops are beating the shit out of this guy on the ground, kicking him, punching him. They were taking their time on him. Oh, it was horrible. That guy was pleading for his life. I got scared. I was going to help him, but I realized it's a cop, so I'm not going to get involved with that. So I left, and it bothered me. I talked to my buddy about it, and a couple of days later, I phoned home and asked anybody hear this news about this guy getting beaten up, and apparently it was big news. But they didn't mention him getting beaten up. They just found him on the ground, I guess. The cops probably told the ambulance guys, right? So they went and picked him up. But that beating turned out to haunt those cops. And it haunted me because a couple of days later I found out who it was. If I knew who it was, I would have went with those cops and started kicking the shit out of myself. I would have started punching him. I hate him so much I probably would have pulled out a knife and killed him. But I didn't, so I didn't know that. That guy broke into my ex house a year earlier and stole all her furniture and my 10 and 12-year-old kids' toys. He was a drug addict piece of shit. But what haunted those cops, that guy was dying of AIDS. They didn't know he was an AIDS victim. He was near death. Those cops with their bare hands are beating him up, all bloody. Those cops for the next year probably had to go through drug test after drug test after drug test just to make sure they're not dying of AIDS like that guy they put in the ground. He died by that beating, but technically he died from that AIDS virus. Piece of shit.